My name is PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there. I see them. Yopo. That is the issue with. Nyamina meka atwabe no. Ana enye za de kana. Atwabe. Nyamina meka.
I was born o kajire.
Anyway, so we are done with the Ayawa so issues now. Let's come to main and come so with me the Atwa Amamia and survey survey amount for a due March National Tracking Poll 23rd March 2026 political party affiliations trend and changes. And these are the issues. There are two main issues. One with the issue about MPP and NDC gains. Then we do Ashanti region. And offer a March National Tracking Poll 23rd March 2026 political party affiliations and changes. The summary of findings global info analytics at the buyer. So we'll pick just like 2-3 paragraphs. They cannot then yebema opinion or no. So I read the latest global info analytics poll for the first quarter of 2026 continues to show shifts in party affiliations compared to the December 2025 poll. The poll shows the governing NDC stretching its advantage in party affiliation while the main opposition New Patriotic Party continues to lose grounds. Point 2, the poll which was conducted between 5th and 23rd March 2026 shows voters who openly associate themselves with the NDC has increased from 41% to 45% between December 2025 to March 2026, while the MPP declined from 26% to 25%. Data from the swing ranges, Greater Accra, Central, Western, which are critical in winning elections in Ghana, is more alarming for the main opposition, as the NDC now has 53% support compared to 24% for the MPP. Let me pick the Akan areas. The situation is no better in the Akan-dominated regions. That is Ahafo, Ashanti, Bono East, Central, Eastern, Western, and Western North, where the MPP draw its strength from as the poll continue to show NDC with majority support, 41%, and MPP doing 26%. In the northern regions, northern, northeast, Savannah, Upper West, Upper East, NDC leads with 46% and MPP 23%. In the voter NOT block, NDC is doing 45% and MPP doing 12%. The poll also shows that among the majority ethnic groups, the accounts, the NDC has stretched its dominance from 35% on December 2025 to 40% in March 2026, while support for MPP has largely remained unchanged at 30%. The polls from the regions appear to follow the same trend as NDC leads. So it goes on and on and on and on. Johnny page, so I'll come back and read your messages. So don't worry. My memory back to Ora Musa Dankwa. Chairman, Akwa baby. So the March trend. Yemfa because the ordinary Ghanaian babusa, that ordinary question, what has happened to MPP? And what?
Sometimes it's very difficult for me to be blunt, because when you are being blunt, I feel say Okasama NDC.
Yeah.
But sometimes you maybe or say yeah.
Yeah.
Because you see, I believe in good governance, believe in democracy, and a weaker MPP is not good for this country.
Okay.
You need to have a viable opposition. it will hold the government in check with credibility. And that is fundamental to every democracy. So when you have strong opposition, it becomes like a one-party state.
Okay.
And the one who then you see the dictatorship seeping in. We don't want that.
Obi and check you.
Because we don't check you.
Yeah.
So who says something is happening in the party? We put the data out there. A lot of data that we put out free of charge. Obian's mamio. But we put enough data for them to see what is happening. For everyone to see what is happening. Because it means the way in Nyama. We've come to set a standard say ya nebeno. Whether good or bad. So we been a course where you should be able to point it out. And one thing about when it comes to data, not everybody has the eyes to see the problem. Data can be there. What does it mean?
It's scientific.
Scientific. What does it mean? What are the implications? 31-41. It is the implication that 31-41. And a month for NTS. Maybe they'll sit up. Now, since October 2024, a year face-to-face interview before the elections. Now, on the average, we share Ubia or Ghana an interview on the street. 36% say, young MPP for openly.
36.
Yes, I support and vote for MPP. Now, NDC 33%.
I see.
So MPP had 3% advantage over NDC.
That was the last quarter.
Last quarter before Ekotuaba. No. The first poll that was in April 2025. Now MPP about 34%.
So we see ordinary Ghanaian.
Yes.
Now Busan say na affiliation.
Yes.
Yes. Now MPP at Tiaba from 36 to 34.
That wasn't bad. Because just after election, no, maybe the drops have been big drop. It didn't happen. So they make an answer. After losing an election, no, there must be a big drop. That didn't happen. NDC went from 30 to 38%. Almost jumped by 5 points. So okay, because more winning election.
Yes.
But from that month, no,
last year April.
Last year April. You call July. Now NDC every 38, 43.
May, June, July.
3 months. Every 3 months.
As another quarter.
Another quarter. From 38, 43. Now MPP free 34, 31. Etiba. In October, NDC remained 43 answers, but MPP declined 29.
32. December
last year, MDC dropped a crab 42%, 1% drop. MPP dropped another 2%, 27%.
I see.
Another quarter, and the NDC has gone up, and MPP has dropped.
So, what are the key issues?
Look, we are dealing with different kind of voters. And they be look, you are dealing with a much more sophisticated voters. The old politics of Rawlings' time, look, you can't even reference election in Ghana back to 2012.
Oh, we here.
No,
they don't need it.
So much has changed, sir. We hear reference point how. In the last 2 election cycles, the guys who are voting, Masa, they are different kind of people. Very enlightened, very exposed, very educated, very discerning. Even though because we NDC ni and MPP ni, we
that is the current generation.
And their support for party, and yet tied to their blood anymore. Oh, me free Ashanti, no. Look, whilst we are looking at the Ashanti region, we'll come there. There is a warning also to MDC in Volta region.
ABP.
Your stronghold from a stronghold. China stronghold. NDC 45% too. In 50%.
Almost what to call for.
Meanwhile, in Central no. NDC is above 50%.
But Uluzu hold they were
stronghold. So it's not just for MPP. Every party must be watching. Because Amanfo are no longer clinging to their party based on their ethnic groups.
But that is what some of us have been advocating for.
And it's good. It's
that
good
a day will come, Volta region will vote against NDC, Ashanti region will vote against MPP. That is the only time the politician will sit up.
Say,
yeah.
Yes.
And we have been pushing.
Things have changed.
We have been pushing.
So they look at what you are doing, what can you do, and what you have done. Not because.
So Yambra the key indicators because Samubusa in Ipano whether Ebia the last quarter MPP and the Yambusa say Adintia.
No, in some Adintia and it will be a Juma. But we can figure out. We know what is happening.
So what are some of the key indicators?
One, a branding issue. After the election, the MPP brand is bruised. Every market person will tell you, the party brand is damaged. It needs to be repaired.
It has nothing to do with performance. It has nothing to do.
It encompasses their previous performance as compared to what the current government
because
is probably doing.
Because every region be one key indicators or the tuaba.
Yes. But no. Broadly the same. But there are some local issues that have impact at local level. But broadly. So the thematic issues, no. But you see, after losing an election, what you need to do, which they did in the Mahokwe report, but I don't know how far that report went. And I say, almost saw Nimas.
Unya copy.
I don't have a copy. Now, you have a copy. There's nobody that's got a copy yet. The more kind of them say a fake one. Munyai. It's according to page one.
Can't true page number.
And how I don't want to quote any page number. Any Mahokwe. So you see, the work I'm here was quite useful.
Yeah.
But I don't know how far they went in terms of identifying the branding issue and communication issue. I think what they are witnessing now is the effect of lack of leadership
with MPP.
Leadership that is strong, that is able to keep people in line. That's first thing. Because I think they are also running for elections. So we can't see the head at the moment in terms of party structures. We are looking for, that's the first problem. And second problem is communication. But before communication, strategy. What strategy do you need at this point in time as a political party in the face of this government's performance? What posture should you adopt? In terms of engaging the public and engaging the government?
By public, the
posture is just misaligned with the environment of today.
I see the Asian Pabwa left. Showing
I'm sure, very sure, say what I'm saying today is not new. Somebody in MPP with marketing and political communication strategy would have spoken to them about it.
Really?
I'm sure, because they have men there. I don't know whether they are not listening to them and answer.
No, where are the men? Where are they?
There are men there. Maybe
where are they?
Maybe they can't speak. But I believe there are men there. There are people who understand the issue. But I have friends in the MPP that we have backroom channel conversations. Some of them are worried. Communication is completely out of whack.
But this is the time they claim they are doing well.
if they are doing what the polls should be showing. You see, the good thing is that the polls become the KPI. The polls will show say we and for the government. Let me give you an example. When people feel say you're not doing anything on corruption and aura, you see that number popping up in the data. Do you think the government is fighting corruption very well? Because you know. So you see the effect of government action in the polling data. We be business and reflect here. Sit back, take stock, change tactics. I don't think they're doing that very well. Look, in the last quarter,
yes,
cocoa issue.
Yes.
Farming villages.
Yeah.
We've seen the price of crude oil going up a bit. So there has been a number of issues that ordinarily should affect the government, should affect NDC. So why are they increasing in popularity, party affiliation?
No, but these issues just started in let's say March. So maybe the effect will be around July.
No, because you see, when you are doing polling, the noise at the time, you pick it. So
okay, so you feed it into the previous one.
Yes, so say maybe see only for that issue goes is in their mind. So because or you see those issues
so which means with the cocoa issues that started February, any oil issues mid-March, at least can I say reflected by the close of March.
So what you watching now? The main one the bar would see whether the people are angry.
And do it back what?
We a precursor.
What about what?
And you're trying to about.
Yeah, you're trying to main one the baby.
But we are just demographic, party affiliation, so that among people who they can't main one who then they forget about that. But the issue that I want to point out is that when they are much informing, it will have consequences in 2028.
I see. So, and then NDC ain't right.
Look, broadly, say come in the power, Bobby. Be
in Tunefo.
Debbie.
Be a comedy in Tunefo.
Look, you can't deny. Say the economy has been stabilized and things are getting better. And the polls will show. It be some say was at the same compared to a year ago. That question we've been asking since 2021. So you will track record of what you see the trend curves. So you can see a man for sequoia. Yemfa Yano Kwan Ekasasimi. The data is there to back it. So people are feeling say things are better now. Economy wise.
I see.
Economy wise, broadly cost of living has gone down. Employment is a big issue, still a big issue. So, and maybe even though it may be bad for the government, but because among for money they will any issue because feel say the key ones now have been addressed.
So, which are some of the issues? I just say way there and ordinarily, in case I'm for a video on this matter, but maybe NDC is doing something right.
Let me give an example.
Yes.
For armed forces. The cow night. Like time before Franca. Hey. No, see, the timing is very important. Hey, a comedy not supposed to go to Alibre 9.
Now, oh, yeah, one more crack, Cassa, and a comedy and walk to Alibre fee. What Cassa?
You see, ordinarily, Nanka Obehu say that anger will boil over, and people will say, I disapprove of the way your mama is doing his job or wrong direction. I don't see that. They have developed a bit of stomach for tolerance because of maybe what they are feeling today, how they are feeling today. And I don't know how long this will last. But so long as they feel said something better is being done in terms of the cost of living, the economy,
So NDC no as a party, and be right, or the government no a goodwill ne be become party.
I think it's the government's goodwill and an Arab party. Because the party is not, the party is just a vehicle through which the government is formed.
Yes.
After formation of the government, I think the government is much more bigger than the party.
Yes.
Appointees, and these appointees, government appointees. So I think that kind of perception, rubs off the party.
So let's deal with leadership. If that is the situation, Obefa the Akufo-Addo Bawumia effect, the John Mahama Jenana Opoku effect. These personalities and impact our part in current situation. If MPP is declining, can it be that Akufo-Addo Bawumia effect and also ABP?
No.
If NDC is appreciating, can it be that the John Jane factor is beeping?
Look, there's no doubt there's a link between what is happening to MPP today and the leadership they've had in the past and even now. No, there's sometimes we do. You want to know whether you should distance yourself from your former president or get close to him. It is very important to say you understand on certain issues whether you should go closer to him or away. And I think the MPP need to do this work thoroughly so that there should be a point where they can see that on this one, we and Nando disagree.
Okay.
I say, but I haven't seen that. I know what issues the people want them to distance themselves from Nando. As whether they know, I don't know. So if I was a campaign strategy,
because NDC did same to the late Rollins, the founder.
Yeah.
It got to a point where we disagree.
You see, when you do that, you say, yeah. I feel them say, but if a party, whether NDC or MPP, everything about the leader is correct, when the same leaders have been angered by people, it puts you at a I don't know what kind of English word should I use? At odds with the people. Say money amount for a order. I think they can be a munti. So they should figure out on what issues can they say the Nado will blame you. And what issues can say we did not?
I think Bawumia tried, but then Amanfo used against him.
No, but you see, at a point, I agree with him, honestly speaking.
Because here's the situation, so you were there. You were there with him for 8 years.
But you see, I think Nado was taking this too personal. Sometimes he needs to understand, say, Bawumia needs to do that. To be able to bring himself out of this situation. But Okana, but politically, the guy has to do that. Has to do that.
To what extent?
No, whether look.
To what extent?
Look, you must see.
Here's the situation. He was part of the system for 8 years.
The building of a trust must begin from somewhere. Honest admission says certain things didn't go right. Even if I was part of it, yes, we are as a collective government.
Not only part of it. Here's a situation. You have a vice president who went on radio, went on TV, went on public admission that he's the luckiest vice president ever. And that he's the only vice president for economy. Any BBI shenensa. Say no and enye. Na osina nado de na onim na nado be fa no. So no mrameye. So how do you go back and blame the power high? My high was a brabedo befu. Oh, but that's where for no. Why Jimmy and I was me high no. How do you blame me?
Bobby.
And I don't patch out.
The back stops with the president.
Of course. But with the economists too.
Oh, look. you don't even go to parliament and read the budget in your own name. Oh.
Yes, but also on taking decisions. You know?
What I'm trying to tell you is that he needs to take some of these stands, whether good or bad. A double-edged sword. One can, and look, it's a double-edged sword.
But say, no, the problem is, how is he going to convince the ordinary Ghanaian that, oh, me I did be a chairman, sano. Say me share no enyamia. How?
No. You see, Bobby, it's a topic. But the point I'm making is that from polling perspective,
yes,
or say the issues that the people want you to distance yourself from the platform.
Yes,
you must know.
He knows.
I don't know whether he knows, but you must know. He must know. So that Okobebi, I see when you go to Eastern region, you can't distance yourself from Nanado in that region.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be as close as you can. Once you leave there,
no boom. So chief. On a more serious note, maybe in the 80s, yes, where communication gadgets and you know, but here is the situation. Oko ayi bole na kasa ubedrun cry na how. Oko isi now kasa, then the people start comparing and you're going to be bio anos more.
No, you do it subtly. But you see, it is necessary.
If the person is not cut for that, what happens?
Bobby, I think that's one of the problems. But overall, I think in terms of the what we are seeing now, in the way people perceive the party, there have to be a new strategy. And most important thing is they seem to use tactics that are completely out of date. Honestly speaking.
I don't
know. Maybe they have not understood the Ghanaian voter very well.
Any interest to work on it to know? Because these are also some few questions you can ask within the NDC system and you get your data right.
Look, the Ghanaian voter is young.
Mm.
Ghanaian voter is on social media.
Mm.
Very savvy.
Mm.
You know, and I've recently heard this Ashanti regional minister and TikTok, social media. Look, the world we know it today is different. I switch on my either Facebook Live or TikTok Live, and I have close to 5,000, 8,000 people.
Mm-hmm.
Where in this country can I stand and get 300 people?
But just one switch.
Yes.
Kumasi for you see my friend is so usua.
And you see, and I hope they have somebody who is monitoring and listening on social media, because it's very important you know what people are saying on social media.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, there are tools you can subscribe and you know how the people are perceiving your brand, your party.
Mm.
At the moment, the perception and the sentiment is not good. Because the Gen Zs are different. The way they see politics is different. And it seems MPP has not realized this even up to today. The younger voters, which is alarming, are less inclined to say SME MPP.
The younger generation.
Yes. Or share the demography. They are less likely. Because share MPP for now, the age curve slopes upwards from left to right. So the younger the voter, the less percentage MPP has. The older the voter, the higher the percentage. You don't build a party with old men.
Old school.
So put effort in attracting younger people, because they are the future.
NDC without John Mahama brand, can NDC survive?
Bobby, parties go through evolution. And no matter how difficult environment a party finds itself in, a new leadership would emerge.
Mm.
You know, even Kwame Nkrumah, he didn't go with CPP. CPP is still alive.
Yeah.
But whether they will have somebody with the same charisma, somebody who is perceived to be the kind of person that man is, only time will tell. But they have people in the line that I think could take off from him.
Yenra Ashanti region, but I have some few messages here. Philip Kweku says, can you please check for us why the lights are being going off and on Kwabenya Aboom? Okay. John Goodman is here. John Gazette says, Mr. Dango, I want to run away from the question. Bobby, you are worrying your uncle, Jaisa. I see. All right, okay. Lisbeth Fojo is here. Thank you. Belinda Ofori says MPP press conference party. We have Divan Williams. Eric Atua, he says, I think that the government should sponsor all the students who took part in the artwork Kumase. Just a trip to Dubai. Hey, Samre Dubai. Hey, good morning. And I think these MPP will be c'est ça pour moi yay Vincent Dodro is here Rita Achiaba is here. Joseph Andrew says good afternoon and I will be congrats, thank you so much. Peter Bessa Avevo, and so I say Julie says today they are making noise on road toll booth issues. I blame this government. Thompson Kelly says the problem in the voter region is caused by the government delaying of prosecutions of the past government officials. Okay, all right. So, Julie, thank you. Malcolm, MPP is at the verge of collapse, and nothing is going to save the party. All right. So, what says will be obviously. It's clear that the discussions this afternoon is skewed towards sinking MPP, but MPP will never fall. Shame on you, right? Okay, so that is his opinion anyway. Erica Mankwa says you are looking great, Boubier. Okay, thank you. Tuani says I think that the government should sponsor. Okay, so I think I've touched on this one. Let me move on to another messages. Filippo Kwabebrim Kasim MPP says MPP will come back and save Ghana from hardship. We can talk from morning till evening. Greetings to my daughter from Paman Switcha, Felix, and my mother, Auntie Mary of Jeniso Filippo. Okay, Filippo, that's your opinion. Agbojan Nathaniel says, will you please continue with the Ghana language? Okay, Minkario. I beg. Mame Humu Haruna says missing you Hajia PH ACA 50 signboard. Okay, Humu. Meso Mafio pa Ayama. Sasa Kwabna says many lessons are being learned from the innovative approach to things with limited resources by Dr. Frank Amwakohine and Juana Medimani Yenra Ashanti region. Yes. So in 2024, now me wa Ashanti region, I came back to Accra. And nebe kabe 2 days ami atuaba, right? And Sami Jemfi frame say membrane ye maybe a program. On the program I told Sami Jemfi that Ashanti region is likely the Ashantis in NDC are going to deliver 33%. In fact, Minuane TMU about 33.2 or 33.6% for NDC based on any maybe and now, who say why your surveys how NDC is doing Ashanti region, MPP is doing Ashanti region. The recent one in Ashanti region, about 23% of voters are claim say floating voters. What is the implication?
They've left MPP, and you see, it's a transition. It is very difficult for the person to leave MPP and go to NDC straight away.
Very difficult.
Very difficult.
On Tiasia.
David. Into a change process. Just like voter regional Or a floating voter.
NDC.
So a floating voter.
So about core NDC MPP straight heading.
So they will go to floating voters. So say we a party that can take advantage of them. And then they become have a soft heart for you. Then they can move to the next level. But on free so when they are in range of floating voters now, they become risk to you. So yeah, MPP. Now you're having high number of people are mostly floating or Shanti region. It's a problem. If or voter region, now a month for say or me floating now, it's a problem. Because it could be the beginning of a permanent decline. And they have to be very careful with that. Now, Oshe, all mama say, I will not disclose her. Ashanti, I 10% pay. If you be offered it, or Vegas, or men can't
to one
carry. But Obia was being say, be a floating voter.
Me did your bayadi be an matwabamano.
But in the past, not on this, no MPP. So at that time, so we are floating voter, you have become like a transactional voter. Fair, no what from that person, and no fan no 20. So people are moving away from being attached to the party because of where they come from. That's the implication. What is the consequence of this in the next 10 years? And it's something for the parties to really have a serious think about.
23.
Look, MPP 34%. NDC 30%.
30%?
Now, yes. So if elections is being held today, NDC will do far better than what they got in the last election in Ashanti region.
I see.
Yes, that's what this one means.
I see. What is the trick?
I think we can only speculate. I don't have facts based on polling data. But I think we cannot discount the regional minister's role in this. Beside the national perception, economy-wise, standard of living, on the local front, I think the regional minister is more in tune with the current voters than the traditional party structures of MPP. I spend a lot of time on social media, TikTok, and you hear, you go around, you listen. And sometimes I ask myself, do the parties listen, have a team or more focus on just watching TikTok and writing the report? See, your survey, you do it quantitatively, large number of respondents. And that survey is qualitative, few responses. And you draw some theme around what you are finding out and draw a conclusion from the same theme. I hope they are spending quality time on TikTok and hearing from the people. That would inform them.
But the opponents, Eddie Dina say, oh sorry, I want a TikTok minister.
Why is MPP numbers not going up in the region? So ask yourself, what are the contributors of this NDC assertion or MPP decline in the Ashanti region? There must be a reason. I think they can find out. They should find out. We have given you a heads up, say, as a party, you have the resources, machinery to find out in comprehensive work. If they wait until end of 2026, a bit too late.
Really?
I think they must begin a serious work now.
But it's looking like NDC is miles ahead. MPP in Ashanti region.
When you say miles ahead, it's not miles ahead. NPP 30%, NDC 30%, MPP.
No,
but in terms of voter perception.
I'm talking about the effort to brand their party. NDC is moving around trying to brand NDC to Ashanti region. Menka said to the Ashantis because Anya Ashanti for the Ashanti region. So Ashanti for na edoso, but NDC make effort, every effort to keep on branding. Compare myself, while the MPP is just sitting back and using old archaic tactics. And that is why I mentioned that, if I'm correct.
No, I mean, look, I don't know what NDC is doing in the Ashanti region. I don't know what MPP is doing to counter that. But I've seen a reaction from the youth in the Ashanti region as what is going on. And if what they are saying is true, then MPP has a lot of work to do in the Ashanti region, and maybe nationwide.
In Volta region, and then NDC drop it.
I don't have the issues of Bawumia. But what I can say is that people are no longer ethnically clinging to political parties. No. A transactional. What can you do for me? What can you do for us? Okay, I think you have a best idea. Okay, we'll give it to you. One more homeworking. Next time, one baby pum pum. You may win, but the win will not be comfortable. Not a banana. Eventually, you will see. And in the next maybe 3-4 election cycles, I think we'll have a very different kind of voters in this country. By that time, now, no for aba. Almost radical crashing.
You know, na be a Chelsea for being a problem. Blue. I have blue for being a problem.
So once the demography is changing, younger people are coming onto the register.
Yeah.
That it won't get better for the old style politicians. No, it won't get better. You have to be smarter. You have to be very communicating, and also using the modern gadgets, the modern tools. Look, there are followers on TikTok, followers than many. Look, now even the mainstream media have been forced to come to TikTok.
Yes, of course. You can never run a traditional media now without TikTok, Facebook. No. Forget.
Frequency in the myself.
Frequency, the GDB station.
Okay. Seriously.
Keke.
Look, and some
even
of
those open YouTube crowd.
Yes, followers. So, and once there are many bloggers, then the bloggers will pick on those issues, and they will be blogging and a video and not release and then almost 100,000.
Wow.
So you can't take social media for granted. You can't.
Live in Accra, 100.5 Citizen Show. Very wonderful conversation here with Musa Dankwa. Emmanuel Kumsin says, I want to know something about Central Region. Central Region, you touched on Central Region, right? NDC, MPP.
Yes.
You touched on Central Region. Check it, mami. Obed Dennis says, Musa Dankwa, the man poster at a poster, okay, at the moment. Emmanuel Osei Wusu, my younger brother, says, good afternoon, Bobi. It's another brand new day. I'm watching you live from Asante Aguna. Greetings to Musa Dankwa. Okay, Humu Aruna says, I'm not in Ghana, Commander. I'm now in Scotland, as we discussed. Hey, Humu, or Pamela Toma.
Listen. Yeah, listen to this.
Central Region.
I'll concentrate, but let me just put this one out.
Okay, let's do it.
Floating voters.
Yes.
Ghana Henina.
Yes.
Yeah. For every 100 floating voters, 23 or Ashanti region.
Over 100 BH.
Yes.
Bakum Yunumi and Sai 100. Emu 23 if Ashanti region.
Next, Greater Accra 17.
I see.
Central region 6%.
6 out of 100%.
Yes. Eastern region 8%. So we areas with the top Ashanti number 1, Greater Accra number 2, Northern region 7%, number 3, Eastern region number 4, Northern number 3.
The ever says floating for the from Yan to be for.
No. Say no. Oshia no atuha. I don't want to say. No, on two one party every election. No. Wajai. Into no. Obi ho NDC ni. Also afraid my floating voter. NDC na enya metotiano.
But the Ashanti region is very high.
It is crazy. It is worrying. Over Central region now, NDC Central region.
So this post it defeated that argument. Say Ashanti region there, hey ya no more to abako. It's never true.
You see,
it's changing.
What you must also know is say we floating or Ashanti region, you are more likely to vote for MPP. It doesn't mean say you will vote for them. Say regional, they are more likely to vote for you, even though they're not so much attached to you anymore.
But so opponents not pressing a
Obenyebi. That's the implication. Obenyebi.
Yeah.
We hear numbers back from voter regional, and maybe tomorrow we will see. You see why.
You see
why even NDC red flags.
Never voter.
Yes.
And this meaning some benya problem of voter.
The signs are already showing.
Meaning pa some benya serious problems. And I have raised it, but OBMF, I have raised it to them that
tomorrow they will see the signs.
And wonders. Both sides and wonders.
No, I mean, people are becoming very discerning.
Yes.
Very objective.
Yes. And
the days of, I remember when we were kids, when the imam says we are going here, everybody will follow the imam. Masa around you, mahala mamu binka. They won't follow. So times have changed, and I think the parties must really sit up and look at this data very objectively, because look, we're not doing this to align anybody.
Answer now, sir. This cocoa issue, is it biting?
It's not biting
the NDC government.
No, it is not biting. And I think, let me maybe throw some small light on it.
Okay, all right. So give me that one. Yipala Daniel Kingdom, I join you on your Facebook page. Thank you so much, Yipala.
Look, and I will start with a survey across the country. And Ibisa Mampo said they should identify themselves, whether they are cocoa farmers or they are family of cocoa farmers. And I said, they have friends who are cocoa farmers, and now they have nothing to do with cocoa farmers at all. So we can see how we can prioritize their views. Maybe someone said, do they agree with the price now buying at the Abano for cocoa pricing? Is it fair or unfair? And overall, 44% of them say it is fair. All respondents. 31 say it's unfair. Now 26% say they were neutral.
44
say
fair. 31 says it's unfair. 26
say they are neutral. Now, interestingly, I am a cocoa farmer. Cocoa farmer no fair 56%.
Cocoa farmers.
Farmer. I'll give you the original breakdown. Cocoa farmer no or see it is fair. Families of cocoa farmer no 44% say fair. Friends 44%. No connection 40%. So the less you have to do with cocoa no, the more angry you are. And almost cocoa almost feel say fair. And this is the data we collected in real time.
Sure?
Yes. And you know what? Regions are almost say look. Regions are almost say unfair majority. Western North 62%. It's unfair.
The prices no.
Yes.
It's unfair.
So when in the money pano. And the region with another highest number, half 36% say unfair.
36
say unfair.
Okay.
Ashanti 34% unfair. Bunu region 33%. Eastern 31%. Little Accra 36%. So if you out there focus on the cocoa growing areas.
So
I have cocoa.
Yes.
Ashanti umudua koko.
Yes.
Bono umudua koko.
Yes.
Central umudua koko.
Yes.
Eastern umudua koko.
Yeah.
Accra umudua koko. Oko West Nova umudua koko. West umudua koko. So the overall, no, the effect, no, is not as huge as the perception out there.
So meaning, maybe a very common question. Is it like a year, did they quite a minority in a year?
I don't want to chip into their message.
Their message. Okay, that's fine.
But I think when you are guided and minded by data, you will know what to hammer and you will know what to leave.
Thank you so much. Live on 100.5. Orad Dankwa, Musa Dankwa, and Edin Komo for, let's say, 1 hour now. I think we are finding the time 1 hour, and to get Musa Dankwa is 1 hour. Charlie, very tough because he has a lot to do, whole schedules, meetings here and there. Chief, we are so grateful. I wish Senka a year watching because I was watching a movie de papa. But whatever it is, you bid him come on. Some of us, yes, as much as we want a responsible governance, as much as we have party affiliation we vote for, then again, we don't want to see shabby governance. And I think but let me ask you, the base, any the movement 2028, are they making any impact?
Why the base?
Oh, the base. Who need the base for?
Look, there's no sign the base is going to kill MPP.
I see.
No, because you will see evidence of that in the data.
Oh, okay.
No, but you will see the effect. Nanka.
Anyway.
You will see that at the moment, I think MPP is more behind their candidate than even the NDC.
Oh, okay.
I'm not pending serious. Now, so far so good. Say open online portal le Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, I am pending TV.